First, I want to thank the President and his whole team for hosting all of us again and again in this fantastic yacht club. I think the Real Club Nautico Palma is one of the best and most competitive yacht clubs in the world, and you have the best sailing conditions. That's why we all love to come here. But especially I want to thank you and your team that you support us from the very beginning when we introduced to you the concept of this ClubSwan 50 here in the club, and you advised your support, and we're very open to all what we want to do together in the future. So a year ago we probably have introduced and presented to you the new ClubSwan 50 concept. I think one of the presentations you might have seen was also in Saint-Tropez. But since then we are away from the animated pictures and we are ready to show real pictures, because we had a successful launch recently in Finland where the first boat has been launched successfully, and you can see a new boat hits the horizon and is rising in the sailing world. Boat 1 will sail in the next days in Turku in Finland, the 50 years anniversary regatta of Swan, and after that straight comes to the Rolex Swan Cup in Porto. I had the chance to sail myself the boat in very light conditions in Finland, and I must say a fantastic boat. Juan K really did a great job designing this new 50-footer, and I know he's here, so maybe you have a few words. Juan?
Thank you, President. It's always, I say it in English, but it's always nice to be here. Thank you for the welcome, and being in Palma is always nice for any sailor. I will be very brief. I think that, like Jochen said, we had a really good feeling last weekend in Finland. This is a boat that was designed under three main objectives. One of them was to be a one design racer. The other one was to be able to sail with short-handed crew in weekends, or what we call DC sailing, and also be able to go offshore. And I think that we have achieved the objective. I think there's a few little things that need final adjustments, but we are on to that. And I personally had a very good feeling with the boat, and I'm very happy to be part of all this. So thank you very much.
Bravo, Juan, thank you. I can promise you, as aggressive and consequent Juan is in all his boat design, he has been also here. But he's good in it. That's why we choose him, and I think he did a great job. Here you see sailing pictures. Here is a view from the cockpit, which shows how spacious it is and how high actually the room inside the boat will be for the salon and the cabins and so on. You will see later a movie which shows you and makes you familiar with all the boat interiors and some sailing views as well. The boat is designed to be a racer, and it's more about the boat, the concept. It's also about the competitions around that boat. So we want to develop a completely new, very strict one design class, which is mainly dedicated to racing, but at the same time very easily to convert into a cruiser. As you can see, the very different pictures here. This boat fulfills the job description perfectly. As I mentioned, the one design character is very important to us. I think most of us coming from the dinghies, learning sailing in one designs, we all still love one design sailing. But at the same time, especially in the bigger boats like a 50-footer, it's very hard to keep such a complex boat really one design. And I can promise you, we did a big effort and set up a very strict procedures together with James Dett. Some might know him. He's our class measurer and technical advisor, put it this way. He is also the class measurer of the Volvo one design class, so he got plenty of experience to ensure that boats are really get certified before they leaving the yard as one design boats. Keel fins, they are CNC machine. They are in the most modern carbon constructions and very super light, as you can imagine, is for modern boats. So still, this boat, for the cruising aspect, is a true boat with a DNA of ClubSwan. I want to refer to the new racing series we want to build. We will have dedicated race courses with dedicated race officer to really use the best conditions and provide the best conditions for racing in the One Design class. And these races will embed it into the most iconic events like the Giralia, the Copa del Rey, the Palma Vela. So and that means next year, the first year of the ClubSwan 50, we will be 3 times here in Palma racing with the One Design fleet. We're expecting more than 10 boats in the first year, and obviously that fleet's going to grow in the future. But even more important, we're trying also to develop a completely new event which will have the title Z Nations Cup. And this new event, I can't hear it at all. This new event will open the Swan world also to other owners. The idea is that only the top 10 ClubSwan 50 owners will qualify during the series of the year and in the world ranking list we're going to establish. And we will invite other top owner drivers from other categories in sailing, from the Wallies, from the TPs, from whatever, IRC, ORC and so on. We know how complicated our world is, but the very best as world champions or champions from certain regattas will be invited to join the top boats in the top teams in the ClubSwan 50 class. And we are sure we can make charter boats available by then, very soon, so that the discussion who are the best sailors will be much easier to answer, because there will be a chance in the future that the very best sailors from the different categories have a chance to sail in a One Design big boat, 50-footer, together against each other. That is a big vision, but we are quite sure that we can build enough boats and make enough boats available in the future. Not thank you yet. I'm missing something. Yeah, the date. That's why we're here. We want to announce a date already today. After the races in the Palma Vela, in the Copa del Rey next year, and some other events away from Palma, we will host the very first Nations Cup in Palma in October 2017, from the 11th to the 15th of October, basically at the very end of the season, as a highlight event of the first season of the ClubSwan 50s. And I want to thank you again, both of you, the Commodore and the President. And on behalf of Swan, I want to hand over membership cards of ClubSwan to you. You should feel home with ClubSwan. And we name you in our communications the first clubhouse of ClubSwan 50. Thank you very much.